the subject off the top, as you could hear, is Kyler Murray signed that monster new deal. But as it turns out, he needs to study X number of hours for it, it turns out, a week, or they can void the contract at any time. Like, I mean, on the one hand, I know a lot of people are thinking, you give me 40-something million a year, I'll study 4 hours. Yeah, that's not a problem. I used to have to study more than that in school for free. But Jay, this does not sound like it's like most athletes think this is a good deal.
So, two things, and I'm hot on this. Number one, I think this is an embarrassment for the Arizona Cardinal organization.
Say it one more time, Jay.
It's an embarrassment for the Cardinal organization for this to get out and for that independent study clause to come out. I was talking to two of my boys over the weekend. One works in construction. One is a police officer. 4 hours a week of studying film as a stipulation to mandate that you end up getting your $251 million. Like, people out there struggling, grinding to make ends meet. I know you stated that off the top, Max, but still, people work their asses off day to day. And this is a stipulation that gets out, and that's embarrassing, number one. Embarrassment number two, HD, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we're on a similar page here. I'm going to invoke the late Kobe Bryant. He told me something one time that really blew my mind. It was everything about life. The more you learn to fall in love with the process of work is the more successful you will be, right? Put in the time. So obviously there's language stipulated in this contract that proves that this dude is not in love with the process to be great. And you reward that with one of the biggest contracts in the history of the NFL?
You know what Mike Tyson would say, that Cuss used to say, Cuss D'Amato's original trainer, what intensity is? Doing something you hate like you love it. Even if you don't have the love like Kobe had, even if you got to do it like you love it.
And Max, I'm not mad at the guy getting his money. Get your money, Kyler Murray. I'm never trying to take money out of anybody's pocket,
100%.
HD. But at the end of the day, the Cardinals, like, hold firm in that. Hold firm in your stance about what standard of excellence you want to have from a leadership position when it comes to your QB, HD.
Now, y'all want to know what I define discipline as? Doing what has to be done even when you don't want to do it.
It's kind of like Tyson in intensity. Yeah.
And this being in Kyler Murray's contract, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me being a former athlete that you have a quarterback of the team who's supposed to be one of your leaders and has to be better at it as well. But he's supposed to be one of your leaders and one of your star players on your team, and the player that makes everything goes.
If you want to address the problem in the contract, the problem seems to me to be Kyler's size and immaturity, yes, based on what his own teammates say. But he's a little dude, guys. For all the immaturity, if he doesn't study, they're undefeated usually in the first half of the season or something close to it.
But, Max, you want to see your leader be consistent with habits. I say it to my daughter and my son every day. Champions have championship habits. So let me further read to you what the NYT New York Times profile continued to say. Sometimes when he needs a break, he turns his eyes elsewhere, either to video games or his favorite movie, The Great Gatsby. So all I'm saying is,
his favorite movie is The Great Gatsby.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's a
By
good
the way,
movie.
the book is fine.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not great. And the movie is good. It's not great. Like, it's his favorite movie. Immediately, I would have questions about this guy.
We just had a dude that came on our show 6-7 months ago from his team, former player, that kind of called him out on his leadership style, behavior. You see these stipulations in the contract. You hear about this stuff. For him to be rewarded that way, it's a bad look overall.
And here's my thing, though, Max. If he's doing what he's supposed to do, this is never even in the contract period anyway. If he's watching film the way he's supposed to, if he's studying the way he's supposed to, this never even reached the contract. It never goes in
Max,
the contract.
we're talking about watching 4 hours of film,
which is
you have 168 hours in a week.
You remember Mike Vick in his prime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Vick was a phenom in his prime.
And he'll tell you to this day that he wish he would have done more.
Now, exactly, that's where I was going. Mike Vick will tell you he was the last one in, first one out. The opposite of what you want the quarterback to do, right? So youth is wasted on the young. Now Mike Vick understands what he wishes he really fully understood back then, because he had the curse of the gifted. The reason Michael Jordan, LeBron James, the best of the best, or Patrick Mahomes, whoever, are so rare is when you are gifted like that, you can slide with the work ethic. So the ones who are gifted and then work as though they don't have any gifts, they're the hardest workers, are the greatest of the greats. And Mike Vick didn't know that at the time fully. He didn't fully understand it. So Kyler is in that position now. The best thing you can do, if you want to keep him to get the good stuff, is maybe what they did, guys, is maybe say, you don't understand this yet fully. We're going to help you do that right now. You want the dough? At least 4 hours a week.
I want to know who leaked it, though.
That's my thing. If you're the
That's
Cardinal
not a good
organization,
look.
why let that get out? You
I
can't
don't know
let
who
that
leaked
get out.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.